Financial scorecards, what the heck is this? Well, if you were wondering, then I am here to share with you what it is. These are benchmarking, performance management metrics, right? This is a way to measure performance, and these are customized to fit each type of entity using them. Think about it. It's a scorecard. So what's a scorecard? It's gonna rate you, let's say from 1 to 10. I mean, that's not necessarily the financial scorecard. I'll show you an example of one. And financial. So it's going to say, all right, based on these numbers, this is how well you're doing. These financial scorecards can include comparing budget versus actual performance, variance reports. Did we have a high low variance? Did we do better than expected? Budget versus actual. Overall business performance, nothing crazy there. Financial performance goals are met through performance objectives given to each segment. Could be raise revenue by 5% or cut costs by 5%, right? Types of responsibility segments. These are just segments on the financial scorecard. I'd say not as important as what we just previously saw to memorize, but nonetheless, still something I would say to memorize. These are also known as strategic business units, so SBU, classified into 4 financial measures, also known as performance objectives, for which managers may be held accountable. SBUs are utilized to organize and establish effective financial responsibility. So, okay, we know if we are under the revenue SBU, then we're probably going to have certain tasks assigned to us. The cost SBU, so maybe you're a manager that runs the plant. You're probably more in line with the cost SBU, and you know what your goals are because the company assigns, cut costs by 5%, and they assign it to the cost SBU. If you are in sales and marketing, then you're probably more in line with the revenue SBU. And the company's going to say, hey, you all in revenue, yeah, we want you to raise revenue by 5%. And you know, because you belong in this department or segment of the company, that it's going to be your job and part of your responsibility to do that. So you do not mess up, right? It's for the good of the company. It's like the gold mine that is Office Space. I don't know if any of you have seen that movie. If you have not, please go watch it. And, Lumberg says, just think to yourself, is this good for the company? Is it good for the company? So, yep. We've got profit, investment SBU. All right, so the cost SBU is for controlling costs, revenue generating revenue. That's pretty straightforward. Profit SBU, producing a target profit by maximizing revenues and minimizing costs. Investment SBU, high return on assets invested to produce the earnings generated by the SBU. Awesome. Nothing crazy there. We'll talk about it a little bit more. Just familiarize yourself, understand the 4 segments, keep going on. So, balanced scorecard. This is going to be another performance management metric. There's really not much more for the financial scorecard. This is a financial scorecard. More so in the financial part. You could think of them as two separate topics. Nothing too crazy, right? I mean, this is just in general financial scorecards, and then here's the specific balanced scorecard, which I'll show you a balanced scorecard example here. Next up, so a balanced scorecard has 4 critical success factors. Memorize these. You've got financial, internal business process, customer satisfaction, advancement of innovation, and HR, also known as learning and growth. The scorecard describes classifications of critical success factors, strategic goals, tactics, and related measures associated with the strategic goals. Do I include this for my health? No, I do not. If anything, I would like to exclude it so I don't have to talk about it. So yeah, memorize this and it'll help you out. So this balanced scorecard, so generally we're going to discuss the strategic goals, the tactics, critical success factors, in how it helps us to have critical performance metrics that we identify, improve, and control a business's various functions and resulting outcomes. Balanced scorecards were originally developed for for-profit companies, but later adapted for use by nonprofits and government agencies. The balanced scorecard involves measuring 4 main aspects of a business: learning and growth, business process, customers, and finance. I mean, you can kind of see how this really could apply to any entity. I mean, let's think about for profit for a second. Are we making sure our company is staying profitable? Customer satisfaction, are customers happy? Or if you're a government, or are our, gosh, I love the English language. Are our citizens happy? No. Whether or not they actually follow this one, I would beg to differ. Internal business process is, we have fraud? Are we working efficiently? I mean, financial is more dollar signs. This is more the actual process. And then investment of innovation and HR. Are we growing and developing our employees? Oh, tone at the top. That's a throwback to our COSO framework. So yeah, I mean, these could all benefit not for profit, for profit, government, and that's quite a throwback to FAR if you've taken that already. BSCs, balanced scorecards, allow companies to pool information in a single report, provide information into service and quality, in addition to financial performance, and to help improve efficiencies. Good old balanced scorecard. There'll be a few questions on this. Just kind of be familiar with them, understand for sure what's in this gray box up here. And here it is. Here is an example of a balanced scorecard, what you could see. In reality, I wouldn't necessarily memorize like how this looks. I mean, this is a made up one. It's how it could look, and it's just more to understand what's going on. So you see, here's our 4 memorization points right here. Okay, so we first assign a department process and owner. So who's in charge of the internal business process? Well, we have change requests through the quality engineer, higher level objective supported, compliance in all audits. We want to focus in on this specific component of our operations. It's assigned a category, so it's just by chance that all 4, I mean, not by chance we made this thing, but you could have a balanced scorecard with 3 things that are all internal business process. You could have one that's got 2 in each category. It's just, we've got one thing, and then let's assign it a balanced scorecard category. And then we have metrics. So we want to be compliant in all audits. And how are we going to do that? We're tracking the requests in progress. So auditors' requests in progress. Our target level is to have less than 5, meaning we want to answer everything and have less than 5 requests pending. Action items in progress. Looks like we're doing well there as well, because we want to have less than 13. We want to make sure we're addressing all action items and have less than 13. And oldest open request, we want to be below 30 days. Looks like we're following that as well. You see here how there's just so many different metrics. Some are percentages, some are just numbers, some are just, are we below budget? Target levels below budget, and actual levels below budget. Yeah, it's just a great, it's benchmarking for yourself. You are trying to set standards for yourself and make sure that your company's following them. Now, next, who's in charge of meeting the company's expense budget? Well, this is going to be the budget department, so manager or leader of the budget group, and that's a financial category. So, I mean, I wouldn't memorize necessarily like these particular ones and what goes in here, but start to get kind of an idea of, if they just threw a random objective or random department, which category that would fit into the balanced scorecard. Are we meeting the budget? Well, a metric there could be actual versus planned expenses. That's a pretty straightforward budget component. And are we below budget? Yes, we're below budget. So we're doing well. Gosh, this company's just knocking it out of the park. We will continue that all the way. Next up, performance and staffing, manager or leader. What do we want to accomplish? We want complete performance management objectives and development plans on time and use to improve performance. That's pretty wordy right there. Well, that fits pretty well into learning and growth. Now, how are we going to develop our employees? If their objectives are submitted on time, we're 100 for 100, great. Mid-year reviews, those employee mid-year reviews, are they completed on time? We are also knocking it out of the park, 100 for 100. And employee development plans, are they executed? Well, we want 100. Looks like we've only got 75, but it's in progress, so not where we want it, but we are on our way. Lastly, we have product development support, quality engineer, meet revenue goals and launch schedule for new products. We want to make the customers happy with these new products. This is the customer category. So What are our metrics? The on-time quality engineering deliverables. We want 85%. We're at 89%. Sounds pretty good. And document turnaround time. Within 3 days, looks like we're meeting our target level at 70%. We want to turn around documents within 3 days. All of this going into making our company better, more efficient, more profitable, more customer focused. All of this in the benefit of the company.
Hey there! Are you ready to not only pass your CPA exams, but truly understand and enjoy the material while studying? I know it seems impossible, right? Especially to enjoy the material? We'll do it together. Tap into the power of CPA.examprep.ai, where we've got personalized quizzes, multiple choice questions, memorization guides, flashcards, simulations, all tailored to your learning. Our adaptive study planning puts you on the fastest path to success and lifts you back up if you fall behind. Avoid wasting your precious time and money attempting an exam with a low chance of passing, because who wants that? We want to get you through this process as quick as possible. Our exam readiness prediction lets you walk in with confidence, knowing that you're prepared for success on exam day. Thankfully, there's no payment method needed to get started, so why don't you come join us? Visit cpa.examprep.ai and let's achieve your exam success together.